Greetings from Heidelberg, Germany, from Ralph and Ruth. We love you guys. Thank God for you and your commitment to be involved in our lives. And this is a long overdue update just to give you an idea of where we're living. You can see this incredible view behind us. This is not just some hotel we're staying at. This is from the balcony of our... We actually live here. This is the view we wake up to every morning. And we think, are we on vacation? No, this is the place God has given us. A wonderful strategic place, a view of the city, and above us to our left is a prayer room. We call it the Tower of Power. And from here we can see the city, and it's a grand perspective to pray for the city that God has called us to. And we thank you for your part in sending us here.
So the last few months we've been exploring a little bit, trying to get to know the city and specifically visiting different churches, meeting different pastors, trying to find out what's already happening here, what God's already doing, and how we might fit in with that. So as we met various people, it seemed that something that's missing is much ministry in English. There are a lot of internationals, a lot of international students particularly, and researchers and lots of people who don't necessarily speak German. So we have started with an English house group. We're about 7-8 people. We started in May. And one of the other things we'd like to do that you can pray about is in October we'd like to start a monthly English worship service, which would be more evangelistic in nature, and which we hope would serve some of the churches who have some English ministries but not maybe not as much resource or ability to do a lot in English, so we'd like to help them out there as well.
And another aspect of what we're doing is obviously laying a foundation in prayer. We're not exactly a monastery, but we're trying to have regular prayer blocks of prayer. In one setting we've called it a prayer vigil, and just seeking God every day and believing Him as we have this amazing view to give us hearts and insights into what He's up to, and just calling forth His grace and His favor upon this city. Speaking of which, God has given us much favor, very many open doors. Pastors have just been welcoming us and making us feel at home and saying, we're glad you came back to Germany, we're glad you came to Heidelberg. And this has really encouraged us. And part of what we're also raising up is a discipleship culture and trying to encourage people on at least 2 levels, kind of just the basics of seeking God in prayer and in reading and just obeying what we're hearing Him say to us, and also praying for people who aren't yet followers of Christ. But also another level which is a little more structured, we're calling it an equipping community. And so you can pray with us in that area that God would give us wisdom as to how to develop that. We've already had a couple of people start that, and 2 or 3 others that are interested. More intensive level of accompanying people, equipping them, empowering them to do the same thing, and hopefully to see missional communities, house groups, if you want to call it that, raised up across the city. And so we're having a grand time, and it's a great season to be living in, and we thank God for you and your role and what we're up to here. Look forward to having maybe a small prayer team come and join us sometime. So bless you in your journey on the North Shore and other parts of Vancouver. We thank God for you.
Thanks for praying for us.
Amen.